The baby at the door. It was just another normal morning. Laura, a woman who lived alone, woke up. She opened her eyes slowly, stretching her arms. The sun was shining through the window. Laura smiled because it was a bright, beautiful day. She took a deep breath and felt good. She got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. The smell of fresh coffee made her smile even more. She always made tea in the morning, so she took a cup, filled it with hot water, and added a tea bag. She waited for the tea to brew, watching the steam rise from the cup. After a few minutes, Laura took a sip of her tea. She looked at the clock. I need to hurry, she thought. She grabbed her keys and put on her shoes. It was time to go to work. Laura walked to the door of her apartment. She took a deep breath, twisted the handle, and opened the door. But when she looked down, she stopped. There was a small baby lying on her doorstep. The baby was wrapped in a soft blue blanket, and his eyes were closed. Next to the baby, there was a small piece of paper. Laura bent down slowly to read it. The note said, I can't take care of him now. Please help. Laura's heart skipped a beat. She felt shocked, scared, and confused. She quickly looked around. No one was inside. It was just her and the baby. She knelt down and carefully picked the baby up. He was warm, and his tiny hands curled around her fingers. What should I do? She asked herself, her voice shaking. She could hear her heart pounding in her chest. She thought about calling the police, but then another thought came to her mind. What if the police take him away? What if he ends up with people who won't love him? I could help him, she whispered to herself. The baby made a soft sound, like a little cry, and Laura's heart melted. She held him closer, feeling the warmth of his tiny body against hers. She was alone in her apartment, but suddenly everything felt different. The silence that had always filled her home was now gone. The baby's small cry made her feel like there was someone there with her. Her mind raced. Should I call the police now? What will they do? I don't know how to take care of a baby. I don't even know his name. She looked down at the baby's small face. His peaceful eyes closed again. He looked so innocent and fragile. The note on the floor seemed to be asking her for help. I can't take care of him now. Laura thought about the person who had left the baby there. Who were they? Why couldn't they take care of him? Was this baby abandoned? Was this baby loved? Laura walked inside and gently closed the door behind her. She sat down on her couch, holding the baby in her arms. He looked up at her, his tiny eyes blinking. She smiled softly at him. You're safe now, she whispered. But the uncertainty didn't leave her mind. What will happen next? What if his mother comes looking for him? She wondered. Should I wait? Should I call the police now? Or should I keep him here for a little while longer? She thought about her decision carefully. She didn't want to make the wrong choice. Laura felt so many emotions at once. She was nervous, but she also felt a deep need to protect the baby. What if he was meant to be here with me? She thought. As the minutes passed, she rocked the baby gently in her arms. His tiny hands touched her skin, and he looked up at her again. Laura smiled and whispered, "I will do my best to take care of you." But even as she said this, she didn't know what would happen next. She didn't know if the mother would come back or if the police would take the baby away. All she knew was that in that moment she wanted to hold him and protect him. She wanted to make sure that for now he wouldn't be alone. Laura sat there with the baby in her arms, thinking about the future. She didn't know how long the baby would stay with her. She didn't know what would happen next, but one thing was clear. She didn't want to let him go. And as she looked down at his small face, Laura realized that for the first time in a long time, she didn't feel so alone anymore.